trust the conformity. God made us with free will and to think logically. Don't trust the system, follow reality. We don't observe this ghostly curve, it never shows to be measured. Observe this magic gravity, it has never been through the science it claimed to be. We don't observe a spinning ball, it never shows to spin by a soul. We don't observe uncontained gas pressure, it only shows to conform to natural law.
One of these bulbs, some bromine, and in the other I have a vacuum.
Be still and look into reality. We cannot trust the conformity. God made us with free will and to think logically. Don't trust the system, follow reality. We don't observe this ghostly curve, it never shows to be measured. We don't observe this magic gravity, it has never been through the science it claimed to be. We don't observe a spinning ball, it never shows to spin by a soul. We don't observe uncontained gas pressure, it only shows to conform to natural law.
And if I open the tap between these two, you will see spontaneously the bromine rush from one to the other.
I don't observe this ghostly curve. Observe this magic gravity. I don't observe a spinning ball. We don't observe uncontained gas pressure. Accept it for what it is. Reality comes just a dictionary nowhere. Outside the enclosed stationary reality. God bless.
Yo, Fluffs, what's up? Good to see you all. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you could make it. Good to see you all. We are joined by PJ, Roger, and Janusz. Good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, likewise.
Absolutely.
I'm very good, thank you.
Very well.
Good to see you guys.
It's good to have you guys in. So, yeah, tonight we don't really have a topic, guys. The topic just is that the Earth's flat, and guys, deal with it. Simple as that, because I don't know with you guys, I've been getting a lot of hate mail lately.
Huh.
No
Why would
doubt.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because I'm a flat earther.
Damn it. Maybe you should quit. Give up on it.
Yeah. Apparently, because I'm a flat earther, my children are going to resent me one day, and my wife's embarrassed about me, and I shouldn't be allowed to work. I should be in jail, or I should be dead right now.
Oh,
Yeah, because I'm a flat earther.
oh, of course. Right, because flat earthers don't deserve to live, obviously. Wow.
Yeah.
What they are willing to achieve with those emails? If they will bash you, they think you will change your mind? It will change your mind?
Oh, my goodness.
Sure.
Insanity. But
know
yeah,
what?
Hi, Gay Smurf.
It's snowing here now. That's what's insane. You check it out.
oh, beautiful.
I know.
But yeah, somebody also sent me. Well, we got a poll going. The truth is not subjective to your satanic glow belief. Understand. And 31% said no. Can you believe that? And 69% say yes.
Maybe they did not understand the question.
Maybe they couldn't read it properly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to let Smurf in quickly, but I'm going to put the camera off, obviously. Hi, Smurf. Smurf is not here, is here to just insult us.
Yeah.
Smurf, can you please show us where the flat earther hurt you?
Yeah. Smurf is saying, because he said, hi, gay warriors, fake Christians. And I said, but we got a gay Smurf in the house. And he said, because you're a scam, not a flat earther, lying scam.
Okay. So would you please present your evidence that we're a scam?
Yes.
Go ahead. This is your opportunity, Smurf.
Speak up.
You may
We're all
speak.
ears.
You see, guys, this is what I'm saying. Now he's just crying in the private chat instead of just talking. His mic is wide open,
Yeah.
able
Why,
to talk.
he says, why you lie about Duffy?
What did I lie about Duffy exactly? And what did I lie about Lisbeth exactly? Speak. Simple as that. You see, guys, this is what we say. They are, how can we put it?
Cowards.
Obsessed and
Yeah.
cowardice. Yeah.
To get the opportunity to prove that you're a liar, that to prove we're liars, they get the opportunity. You give them an open mic to do it, but all they can do is chant in the back chat where no one else can see it, where they're sitting there going, tee hee 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 hee.
Smurf, it's very simple.
Because they're idiots.
Provide evidence supporting your claims, or shut the fuck up.
Show Toon's
They
video.
can't.
Why would you want to show Toon's video?
Smurf, you can talk. You literally got the mic open. Talk.
You don't have to keep.
Nobody can see. No one can see your private messages. But I'm going to tell you, if you're not going to actually talk, you're going to be ejected from the stream. It's up to you, guys. Unfortunately, this is the childish behavior we have to sit with these anti-flat earthers. Okay, never mind. Bye. He doesn't want to. So cheers.
I think he might be Brenda.
Janusz. I can't stress it enough. Learn.
Janusz.
Yes.
Janusz.
S and Z, not Z, not S. It's S and Z.
Yeah,
If
it's
you
calm
can't
down,
figure it
sir.
out
Calm
how
down.
to write properly
Calm
someone's
down,
name.
Hold
How the
on.
fuck you can figure out other things? You
Can I just say to Peter Collins, who I just banned anyway, because he says, how can you as Christians speak about Elizabeth in such a disgusting way? According to your Bible, you should show compassion and grace, but you are absolute trash, especially PJ. Especially PJ didn't say anything about Elizabeth. I haven't made any claims about Elizabeth. I might have been on the panel when things were said, but I did not say one word about Elizabeth. So shut your mouth.
And I've got something to say about that too, PJ.
Yeah.
Remember, we were talking about specifically the context of Freemasonry.
Yeah.
And what is the ritual of Freemasonry specifically with a woman? Well, usually not just women, but they do what? Yeah. We all know. I'm not going to say the words.
Bad things, of course, yeah.
Bad things. And then we also want to point out, did we say she is the village bicycle, or we just say, have you ever heard of the village bicycle? In context to what already? And by the way, just because they invited her to go doesn't specifically mean she would take part in it.
But she did.
No.
Oh, she did go. She did go.
No. The thing is, now they trying to say we saying she did something.
Yeah,
or
sorry.
saying they did something when we didn't. That's not how wording works. There's very specific way we said what we said. Well, where I said. Yes, I'm going to double down on something because I didn't say anything wrong.
Yeah. And to be honest as well, not once did I say anything about Elizabeth. Not once did I mention her. So, especially me.
Yeah, so you guys can stop saying Sov and PJ and everybody, since it was me talking, or did you guys talk through me?
Yeah,
Smurf, are you
must have been
man enough? Do you have straight backbone? Do you have balls like a man? And are you willing to come and speak in person, an open chat, or are you
Is
just
Smurf
going
a dude?
to
It's probably my tune.
maybe?
So you're just
Well,
going to
whatever
keep
it is.
talking in backstage rather than actually having the open mic and acting instead of acting like a child.
Smurf, just
Instead of
come.
acting like a child. I have no memory. I've got plenty of memory, and I've got plenty of brain.
Smurf, don't be coward, please.
You're a coward.
You are man of your word.
Now, this is the video they're talking about. See, conspiracy tunes. Now, He's literally just playing circlip cuts. Notice that he doesn't even have in context what we were talking about, just to let you know. And then listen to what he said. Okay. We all know why Elizabeth went with on the group. Yeah.
You're disgusting smart. You're disgusting.
Yeah, we get it. Scared. Yeah, that's what it was.
Have you ever heard of the saying before, village bicycle?
Yeah, tune bike.
Yep.
Where I'm from, it's the tune bike.
Local pusher.
Said what I said. Nobody said I called her a tune bike. I acknowledged what the village bike means. We called it a tune bike. Didn't say Elizabeth was a tune bike. There you go.
Nope.
I just acknowledged what a village bike is.
But guys, what did he do? Did he take from a already spoken sentence and cut it in half and then started saying that?
Seems that way.
Yeah, because we were saying things before that, were we not?
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, we were finishing off a sentence compared to context of something. Do you notice that that is called lying and misrepresenting, McToon? That is trying to make me say something I didn't say.
You heard it yourself, Smurf. You just heard it said. What was just said right then. You're a numpty.
Okay,
So let's put it this way again. The context of the discussion was they're all Freemasons. We understand the rituals that the Satanic Freemasons go through, and we know exactly why they chose Lisbeth for their parade, you could say. No one ever said she took part in their stuff. No one ever said that they did those stuff. We were giving simply a statement based on the context of the ritual. Next time, instead of misrepresenting what we're saying, be honest. And by the way, McToon, you have the link. You can come in.
Smurf, you are proving other people, you are saying that other people are pussy. So show us we are wrong, that you're not pussy, and join the panel. It's very simple.
Well, they're in here. They can talk whenever they want to.
Don't you think it's odd that we are men enough to be able to talk, but these idiots are not?
You are pussy because you don't want to face us.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
spamming
You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to share screen so everybody can see what this
in science fiction. You can piss off, dude. Trying to say you just heard what I said, and you're trying to say that I said I didn't say what I just said. You're a numpty.
Anyway,
you said PJ laughed and said we'd have called her the tune bike. I said called it the tune bike. It's acknowledging what a village bike is, not her being the village bike. You freaking idiot.
Don't worry about it, PJ. These are all these guys are. But let's look through the comments, guys. This is the sick idiocy that you guys get. The butthurt childish globies. Comes in, PJ says, yo, what's up? This is his first words. Hi, gay warriors, fake Christians.
Yeah.
All he says is, we got
I'm
a
not
gay
Christian.
Smurf in the house.
I'm Christian.
Exactly. Smurf, because you are scam. By the way, it's you are a scam, or you are a scammer, or you are scum. Because you are scam isn't English, just to let you know. And not a flat earther. No, definitely flat earthers. Guys, is everybody on the panel flat earther show?
I would say I am.
Yeah, okay.
Definition.
English
Then
language.
he says lying scam.
English
First of all,
language. Hardies.
And then he says, why you lie about Duffy? Never lied about Duffy. Why you lie about Lisbeth? And it's Lisbeth, not Lisbeth. Never lied about her. There is endless videos. Present one endless video that you're talking about. How's that? You just choose to lie. Show Toon's video. I just did. Show any video about you. I just did. Come, you loser. Janusz, chill. Nobody gives a moron. All of you are trash liars. And the liars is spelled IARS, just to let you know. You are doubling down. You said it. Own it. Apologize. Double down on toxic. PJ, you have no memory. No brain.
Well, now
Show
you're
the Toon video.
moron. You moron.
Yeah. And by the way, I showed the Toon video before he even said this, so the guy's not even paying attention. Sov, come and suck.
Sorry, I interrupt you, okay?
See?
Smurf, the thing is, we don't give a FCK what people say about us. You think that we do, but we don't. If someone hates me, someone loves me, doesn't matter. Because there's one simple thing. No one can tell me how to live my life, because when the death will knock to my door, No one take my space. So shut the fuck up and leave.
Now, they got a claim here. They say we're trash. We people are trash. Oh, there's Smurf. Where are you going to go?
Smurf is in. No, I've got him in. He's just put him in the background because unfortunately, I can't trust
There's no
Smurf
porn
enough
bomb.
to make him show his thumbnail because he just now porn bombs the show. Because this has happened many times
That's
to my
exactly
show,
what he's in
unfortunately.
for.
Because unfortunately, globies can't face the fact that the earth is flat. They get very triggered and buttered, like Smurf making our point right now.
Yep.
These people need mental help. They need
So-
professional help.
So what if we you edited Flaffer Wiki? So
And
we got edited back. So what?
We were playing around with Fluff Wiki just to
So
make
what?
fun of it because it's so stupid, showing that anybody can edit it.
Why lie about porn?
Has he got an issue now that we edit Fluff Wiki, which is a free edit platform?
we're lying.
Who's lying about porn? This place has been bomb bombed a few times. So where's the line
I've-
about porn?
I think since my channel started, I've been porn bombed 5 times on this channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've seen it. Now,
Tell you
I
what,
got
see if I could get my hands on this guy. I tell you what,
a
they wouldn't
question.
like it. They wouldn't like it.
If he's basically kind of roundabout saying something about PDFs. If there were PDFs in my neighborhood, I would beat the hell out of them. And put them
It shows how sick they are for putting it on in the first place, Smurf. And it was probably someone like you. It was probably you.
Yeah, guys. So I want to ask another question. Has any flat earther ever gone to a Glober show and porn bombed them before?
I've never done
Nope.
Has any Glober gone to flat earth channels and porn bombed them before?
it.
Many times.
Speaking
Yeah.
of his voice.
What does that tell you about them?
Yeah.
Sorry about my camera. It
Weakling
seems to be giving in.
is
As you can
easily-
see, it's just going on and off.
His weak link easily triggered.
Who do we call a PDF? That's what I want to know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, who have I called that?
Go ahead.
Come on.
Come, Smurfy's saying we're calling everybody PDFs. And
People
by the
is-
way, New World
Yeah.
Slayer, good to see you, man. How's it going?
People is very general. People is very general. Who?
How's it going, New World Slayer?
Stop using generalization. Give examples.
Oh, hello.
This
again.
way,
How's it
come
going?
here and speak with us. And we
you
can
hear-
solve this issue.
Yeah. How's
Okay.
it going, Slayer?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm good.
That's good. What are your thoughts on the obsessed Glober trolls who can't accept the Earth's flat?
I mean, I get it, bro. Somewhat. I kind of get it. It changes your whole worldview, and also they think we're stupid. So that's like, they think it's funny, you know, because they think we're stupid, but we kind of think the same thing about them. I'm like, well,
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
you're
No,
stupid.
no. We don't think. We know they are stupid.
You know,
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They have a belief in.
Godzilla, thank you for your 10 Canadians. He says, this is a scam. Do not send your money. Instead, send your money to the Globus so that maybe in this next decade, they can produce their first testable, repeatable proof. Thank you very much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Oh, and shout out to Skeptic936. He also sent a PayPal today. Really, really appreciate it. All because another Glober, he can't remember who, you know, because every time they insult or something and they make stupid arguments, he sends me a PayPal. So, yeah, guys, keep doing what you're doing because you're helping them support this channel. So thank you very much. Thank you, Skeptic. Thank you, Godzilla. You guys rock.
What do you got to say,
Yeah.
Rob?
Don't you think it's sad that we have to deal with this kind of childish behavior, though?
Oh yeah, I do. Shush.
Smurf, honest question. I'm really honest. How old are you?
Who?
Smurf. I'm just asking him.
Smurf.
How old is he?
He's gone.
That's
So
a
it's
pity.
probably Brenda or Sean Hawkins.
Oh, it's one of the idiots.
Or it's McToon that just doesn't want to talk.
It's more. I mean, it sounds.
Question, but,
It feels like a Brenda McToon. It definitely feels like a Brenda McToon.
Brenda.
You, as a owner of the platform channel on which we are speaking now, can you ban someone in the studio restream?
No, you can only kick them and then they come back. Can't join right now. He says, give me a shout out. You're being broadcast from the hot tub speak. Oh, Yeah. Okay, I have to share this photo.
Okay, let's see it.
Sleeping Warrior is in a hot tub outside, blaring the stream out for everybody to hear.
Nice.
You
I
rock,
like it.
Anthony. Much blessings, man. I'm glad you're
Well,
enjoying it.
He's been cleaning it out all day, so he deserves to chill in it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
read his comment.
Rethink. Was Smurf just meowing? Sounds about right. Probably one's litter boxes in school. Yeah.
That was just so wrong, man. When I heard that first said, the litter boxes in classrooms, that was insane, dude.
Crazy. Wow. Yella? Excuse me. Children that's supposed to be sleeping a long time ago. I'm even getting emails sending Where's Wally videos to me.
Well, for goodness sake.
Saying, how are you going to rebut this? Let's get to that video.
My goodness.
It's no point trying to even rebut anything, because even if you do your job and they rebut it, they won't believe it. What's the point?
I'll
Hey,
reboot it.
can I ask a question really quick? I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so a couple live streams ago we were in, and I think we were talking about that one video by the guy barely false with the old man, right? And he was saying his next permission.
Well, Schnooble, yes.
Yeah, so that video, I don't know, it seems a little odd. Maybe there's something to it, because it seems like everybody's getting recommended. I was in a college lecture, and the professor was like just playing YouTube, and it was in the recommended. And then somebody else was like just playing music, and they're not even like a flat earther, or like they don't look up conspiracies, and it was recommended like under their music, and it has like 2 million views now. And like I don't want to say like it's a bad video. I just think it's weird that a video like that is being pushed to like literally the masses, like even just average people just listening to music. I don't know if there's any significance to that, but it seems kind of weird to me that something with that topic being that touchy, exposing a lot of truth is being pushed by YouTube.
What video were we talking about?
Oh, it's if you look up Freemasonry exposed, I bet you it's probably like the first result on YouTube by now. It's by barely false.
Oh, you mean almost false? Oh, yeah, almost false.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it's got so many views, bro.
I reviewed it the other day. I did 2 episodes on it. Yeah. You're right. It has been pushed to a lot of people, but the guy giving the testimony, he's definitely he's legit. He's legit.
I think so, bro. I think so.
Yeah,
but
he is.
Yeah.
But the guy's channel, who it is, Almost False. I've done testimonies from his channel before, and some of them I'm really dubious about, but some of them are definitely real testimonies. And I did like kind of question the discernment of the creator of that channel, because some of his testimonies in there are a bit sus. You know what I mean? But yeah, there are some that are really good. But that one, it has been pushed to a lot of people, and everybody's been saying it.
But Schnooble he's had a lot of books, and he had other interviews and stuff, and he's very consistent with what he's saying.
Yeah,
it's not like he's changed anything, you understand? So that tells me he's telling the truth.
Yeah,
I think it's
and he can cross-reference with other people about the same thing, which shows to link.
I think it somewhat ties into. I was watching It's sad that these don't get too many views. I mean, he wrote the books in the 90s, so I get it. But Fritz Springmeier did an interview last year, around the end of the year, and he was saying, like, you'd have to watch the interview, but to summarize, he was talking about the externalization of the hierarchy. That's what he called it. And he was saying, like, a lot of these things, they want it to come out. And he was even saying that his book that was against the Illuminati, because he made a book, The 13 Bloodlines of the Illuminati, and it was supposed to expose them. They came to him personally and praised him and were like, wow, you are doing a better job at our own history than even some of our own people. And he said that they tried to actually buy him out and like get him to be one of their one of them, and he didn't want to. But it's crazy that even a book about exposing the Illuminati came to him and were like very happy that the public was aware of it. So I think that's part of it as well. Now that, you know, the farther we get into the future, the more that they want all of these rituals and things to be open and, you know, everyone a part of it. So I think that might be something to look into, and possibly why that, you know, a lot of these things are now being pushed on YouTube in a specific way.
Yeah, no, that's true. So say Tony Whitcomb, thank you for your £5. He says the only thing that is real about the globe is the artist that drew it. That is so true, man. Thank you very much for the super chat, Tony. Really, really appreciate the support. You rock. But I'm happy they are starting to push this subject with the Freemasonry, because the Masons are everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, they've literally dug their roots into everywhere we go. All the governments have Masonry roots. All the big businesses that run the earth, people they don't understand. They're all linked to Masonry. They don't understand that this is why it's also called Satan's world. This is the fallen world. Yeah. That's why we are we're not of this world. We just live in it.
Guys, anybody mentions Flatz's wife, instant ban. If I don't see it, just instant ban it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, I think that's another thing we gotta have discernment about too, because, you know, I think a lot of these the Freemasons included, they know the earth is flat, you know, and I think that's one of the secrets that they're trying to keep, among many secrets actually, about history and the world we live in. But yeah, I don't know. That's always been a little difficult for me, bro, because it would make sense that they would have at least some people, like, for example, Leo Ferrari. I know the Flat Earth Society's already been debunked. I'm just beating a dead horse, but he was a Freemason. He was a 33rd degree Freemason, the founder of the Flat Earth Society. So they've already done that and been trying to infiltrate it. But, you know, having discernment to, like, you know, see who's who it's getting a lot harder nowadays, especially now that they know that all their secrets are out. They can't just be, you know, a proud Freemason. If you're a proud Freemason in the Flat Earth world, you're going to get mocked and ridiculed. So they're going to keep on the low, you know?
Yeah. Because there's only so much they can do to try to keep it quiet. And I think this is also why Flat Earth is such a threat to them, because the Flat Earth gets people to think logically for themselves.
Yeah.
To be critical about anything, not to just accept things. And they don't want people thinking for themselves. I mean, this has been an agenda for many, many years. I don't know if you guys checked Flat Earth Deplorable's latest video where he was looking through Common Core. And NASA that literally went and... Actually, let me show it quickly. I think that's going to be the best.
But yeah, that almost false guy who did that the testimony of that Schnubler, isn't it? Schnubler, whatever his name is.
Schnubler, yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing his testimonies off his channel for a while, and some of them I'm very dubious about, but others are perfect. Others are great, and that's one of the most genuine ones I've seen from that, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stick his link in it for you guys. Definitely well worth it. Flat Earth Deplorable. Really, really great article he's got here. And this is so true.
Okay. The work upon which this publication was based was supported in part by grant number NSF. Now, for those who don't know, it says it plain as day, National Science Foundation. The National Science Foundation is an arm of NASA. Let me say that again. The National Science Foundation is an arm of NASA. So this was a NASA grant conducted. There was a NASA grant issued for this specific study so that NASA could get an understanding of how they were going to affect the psychology of our future generation. Now, the paper was put out in 1990.
Look how interesting this gets, guys.
So if you have any children that were born in the 80s, You can bet that if you start researching the policy changes in preliminary middle school and high school education, the curriculums, you can guarantee that from, say, 2000 on, when you compare the curriculums, NASA had the curriculums changed and the textbooks changed to reflect the worldwide view they need our future children.
Don't you find that odd? What has NASA got to do with teaching children's education?
Well, they're the biggest scientists, bro. They sent people to the moon, bro. Don't you know?
Mm-hmm. Smurfy's literally got the document on screen.
What document do they have on screen?
You're saying, oh, NASA, no, it must be a joke. No, it's literally on screen.
Oh, okay. Duh.
Is that the only vocabulary you've got, Smurf? Have you not got more vocabulary than effing, moron?
The way this
and
Smurf
NASA?
talks, it tells me it's Sean Hawkins.
Aye. It's just...
Only Sean Hawkins speaks that idiotic.
It's that. It's just that.
Remember, he's got an IQ of a tuna sandwich.
Filth.
Go watch Billy Gill's, like, all his footage, and tell me if NASA's a legitimate organization when you get done.
Only updates. There's the link again for the video. Yeah, I agree. Homeschooling is definitely the way to go these days, guys.
Let's go to the abstract here. In this report, we present the results of a cross-cultural study on children's knowledge about the shape, gravity, movement, and location of the Earth, and about the day-night cycle. The subjects of the study were elementary school students from Greece, numbering 90, n equals 90, that's what it means, 90 students, and the United States, 60 students. The results of the study showed that the children in both samples constructed similar initial concepts about the Earth and went through similar steps in the process of changing these concepts to make them conform to the currently accepted scientific notions. Both the Greek and the American children conceptualized the Earth as flat and stationary and thought it was located in the middle of the solar system.
Now he's reading that abstract off of the document. Now, this was in the 1990s, guys. Flat earthers in schools, that they literally in the 1990s had to make a curriculum to change their notion about it.
Wow. Wow.
What did they say about the globe Earth again? Oh, it's always been around. It's always been a globe. Flat Earth is a new thing. They never taught that in school. Well, why in the 1990s were they finding it imperative that they have to change people's perception about the Earth?
Isn't that mad?
Literally indoctrination in your face here.
Aye.
And I have seen, I don't know if you guys have realized, but especially in universities and schools today, they push space and nonsense as much as possible.
Of course. Of course. Any chance to get.
I mean, it comes to saying, the more you repeat something, eventually you'll believe it. And that's exactly what they do with the children today. They teach them, they keep placing the same jargon nonsense in their head over and over and over until they believe it. They brainwash them.
Well, yeah, repetition is the most basic form of mind control.
Yeah,
pretty much all mind control is based off of some type of repetition.
Absolutely. Is it not Abraham Lincoln that said if you told someone from Bath that a dog, that its tail was its fifth leg, if you told them long enough, eventually they would just believe that that's its fifth leg. You know, if they knew nothing else, that's its fifth leg. They'd think, oh yeah, it's different from the rest of the legs, but it's a fifth leg.
It's easier to convince somebody of a lie than convince them they're being lied to.
Yeah, John Wayne. What? Mark Twain.
John Wayne, Marion Morrison. Nice, like it.
Also thought that things fall down not toward the center of the spherical earth, and that the day-night cycle is caused by the movement of the sun and the moon. In the process of changing these concepts, the Greek and American children formed similar misconceptions. Now, let me comment on this. Keywords here. Changing these concepts to make them conform.
Confirmation.
Make them conform to the currently accepted scientific notions. So they're not going to allow these children. They didn't want these children thinking for themselves. They didn't want these children being aware of what they see.
And that's exactly why I say flat Earth is a big, big threat to control.
That's it. That's it.
That is why they attack flat Earth so much.
Yeah.
Because it's a threat.
Yeah.
The whole thing flat Earth stands for is thinking logically and for yourself. To be able to not just conform to what you've been told. They don't like that.
No. They trick people into believing they're thinking for themselves when they're not. You can think for yourselves, but only within this parameter. You know what I mean?
The problem is today's society. They make you believe you're thinking for yourself, but you're not. It's the same coin, just different sides of the same coin. That's why when you get the red side and the blue side in America, they're the same people. They're playing the same game.
Right. Exactly right.
And it's sad. And this is all run by a bunch of psychopaths that want to control your life, your children's life, and their life forward. Because why? They are control freaks.
Power.
What? Graham says, Flats, disagree. We own the schools. Don't ostracize your children. Change the teachers. You don't own the schools. Sorry, that's
it's the curriculum, bro. The school, the
Yeah.
teachers aren't gonna matter. They all have to teach the same thing, bro. Like,
Common Core is a thing, yeah. They forced to teach the curriculum sent to them by the school. If the teacher doesn't keep with the curriculum, they lose their teacher's license most of the time, and they lose their job.
That's it. Yeah, it is. It's the curriculum. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every single day is elementary school students. And these are students from 3 years old, 3 or 4 years old, all the way to 12 years old. Keep going. Okay. Misconceptions in science. They immediately begin the paper defending the National Science Foundation and NASA's ideology. A cross-cultural investigation of children's conceptions about the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon. Greek and American data. Misconceptions in science. One of the most interesting results of research in cognitive science and science education during the last 10 years has been the realization that students often construct powerful misconceptions of science concepts. Okay. Naive concepts in the process of knowledge acquisition. In our studies of knowledge acquisition in astronomy, we have identified a number of misconceptions that elementary school children in the United States have regarding the shape of the Earth. Ergo, Bissing et al., 1987, 1988.
The 1980s, school children still knowing the Earth is flat. What is always told us by the anti-flat earthers?
Nobody.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's my dad.
And by the way, I'm an 80s baby, so.
I was born in the 70s. I was schooling in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I don't remember being taught about flat Earth, but I remember knowing about flat Earth. Absolutely.
Quite insane, eh? Because I remember ever since I started school, we were always the guinea pigs for new curriculums that they're trying to bring in. And I hated it because if I learned something this year, next year how I learned is totally wrong. I had to learn it in a new way. Saddlebump gifted 5 memberships. Really, really appreciate it, man. You rock. Appreciate all the support. Really, really much appreciated, man. Thank you very much. And it's good to see everybody received members. Woohoo! Kanye, you're right there.
Roger, your mic's going to pop.
I got it.
Kanye at all.
I don't want to keep quoting the authors because
No, it's better. That's better. Okay, let's try again.
they've already gotten me upset with the way they've drafted this biased paper and conducted this biased research. On the basis of this research, we have come to the conclusion that children form misconceptions of the Earth's shape because they find it very difficult to give up the idea that the Earth is flat.
Did you hear that? Give it difficult.
The presence of these
Find it difficult to give up the idea that the Earth is flat.
Of course.
So, were those children born as flat to know the Earth is flat, or were they born as globers?
It seems like when they find out it's flat when they're older, they fight it harder. But if they find out when they're younger, it's a lot easier to accept, right?
And this is why the anti-flat earthers today go and say all flat earthers that have children emotionally abuse their children. You gaslight your children. No, you don't. You teach them reality.
Yeah.
You tell them to think for themselves. You don't force them to do anything. You just say, what do you see when you look outside? What do you feel? What do you observe? That's it. Not, oh, look at Space Monkey flying up in... Oh, man, come on.
That seems like they're going to ridicule our children when they get older for being flat earthers is what I get out of it. Yeah.
There's more and more flat earth children coming out everywhere these days. And I think it's scaring them. I think it's scaring the anti-flat earthers because the new generation is starting to understand that they've been lied to. And it's backfiring on them. And this is also why they're trying to get homeschooling banned. People don't want people to homeschool anymore because if you're homeschooling, you're able to teach your children Christian worldviews. You're able to teach your children to think for themselves, logically, to question things. But as soon as they go to the world system view like a school, they're forced to think the way they want them to think. They're not allowed to question. They even teach the children to lie to their parents, not to tell them about things. It's literally turning to a loony bin.
That sounds like they're forcing belief on us. Well, it's like they're forcing their beliefs on our children.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not right.
By the way, it's 52 likes, not 33, just to let you know.
I kind of like Nathan's approach to it. He teaches his kids both, but he tells them what reality is.
Exactly like me. I don't decide for them. They decide themselves, okay? But I show them both sides. And I just let them understand when they look at something like a sci-fi space video and say, well, it's just a video. You know, it's just a movie. It's not real. That's it. They make up their own mind. What? Homeschooled kids are always the most socially inept. What bullshit.
Really? Huh.
That's rubbish.
I don't get that.
Because let me put it this way. My children are very, very socially happy with a lot of other homeschool children. Do you know that you have play dates with other homeschool children as well? They also do a lot of activities Like my one daughter does dancing. She enjoys dancing, so she has friends with her dancing. My son and the other daughter do swimming. My son plays rugby as well.
Yeah, I always hear you saying I'm going out on a Saturday to see my daughter's dancing and stuff like that.
What is this Graham talking to? Flats, you are sounding like a religious zealot. Children should not be forced into thinking. I'm the one being against forced into thinking a certain thing. What you talking about?
I guess he wasn't
I'm the
listening.
one teaching him to think for themselves. What the hell is this guy talking about? Is he okay? What's he smoking? And yes, homeschoolers are generally smarter and have better social skills than a lot of the children you get in public schools today. Because public schools, they literally retard the children.
The only thing I learned in school that I took out of value in public school was like shop class and stuff such as that. Learning arithmetic and English. That's it. But after that, it's like the rest of it, the curriculum was worthless in public school. And the philosophies that went in, like Catholic school where I went, they were pretty worthless too. They just gave us our choice to what we wanted to do.
Okay, I'm going to show Robert something. He says homeschool children are successful people who were homeschooled. Thomas Edison, Serena Williams, Emma Watson, Justin Bieber, Simone Biles, Tim Tebow, Agatha Christie, Ryan Gosling, Taylor Swift, Abraham Lincoln, Albert Einstein.
Holy crap, Einstein? Yeah.
Julian Assange, guys.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Quite a lot of people. C.S. Lewis.
I look that Robert's just a troll channel anyway. He's
yeah, I know that, but I just want to point out what an idiot is.
Yeah. Homeschool people don't seem to be successful, Flats, at all.
No. And you know what's funny about that? Half of the people that we read out here are actually heroes in the global community.
Strange. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Misconceptions reveals that children are not blank slates with respect to Earth's shape when they receive the information that the Earth is a sphere, but that they have constructed an initial naive concept of the Earth according to which the Earth is flat. Keep calling these children naive because they're young. Let's go to procedure. Procedure we follow. Renee, first grade. If you walked and walked for many days in a straight line, where would you end up? She answers. You'd end up where? You'd end up somewhere where you lost yourself. What if you kept on walking? If you turned around, you'd be lost. Would you ever reach the end of the earth? Yes. Could you fall off the edge of the earth? No. Why not? Because once you fall off, you can't get back on. Well, sure. Would you ever fall off though? No. But there is an edge of the earth? Yes. What if you could get back on? Do you think you could fall off then? Yes. If you took the edge of the thing and you had one hand on it, you could fall off easier. Wow. The questionnaire was originally developed in the United States as part of a larger project on knowledge acquisition in astronomy.
And I think this is why we get so much of these anti-flat earthers today, always asking for the edge of the flat earth, why are people, keeping the waters in and all that. It's because questionnaires like this.
Yeah.
Really stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's brain dead questioning.
An edge.
They're pushing a narrative of flat earth which is false. In the education system as well.
That sounds like fear to me. Fear.
I agree, Conley. The earth is round. It's called a circle. I think from now on, every time an anti-flat earth or globalist says the earth's round, we should all say, yes, we agree, welcome to flat earth. Because circles are round. If you're too embarrassed or ashamed to say it's a sphere, then there's something wrong with you. We don't have an issue to say the earth's round because it is round. It's called a circle.
First administered to the American children. It was translated by the first author who is a native speaker of Greek and was administered to the Greek children with a few modifications, such as the addition of styrofoam models to investigate the Earth shape concept. Let's go to results. Earth shape. Table 2 presents the American and Greek children's responses to the factual question, what is the shape of the Earth? As can be seen, the same kinds of verbal responses were obtained by both groups of children, but with a different distribution. Round was the preferred response by the younger group in the Greek sample, 60% for the kindergarten and 86%.
I have decided to put Graham in timeout for 5 minutes because now he's saying I'm ostracizing my children. What the hell are you talking about? Get your facts straight, man.
.6% for the third grade children, and the older children in the American sample, 85% and 90% for the third and fifth grade, respectively. The Greek sixth graders preferred the term sphere, 43.3%, which was not used by the American fifth grade children, only 5%.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of the first grade children in the American sample said that the Earth's shape is a circle, 70%, a response not nearly as common in the Greek sample, 3.3%.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, some of the kindergarten children in the Greek sample, 13.3%, said that the Earth is shaped like a triangle, a square, or just flat, revealing the presence of an initial naive concept. There we go again with naivety. This type of verbal response was not present in the American first grade children, although it is present in our studies of American preschoolers, except for one child who did not respond to this question, but who later drew a rectangle to indicate the shape of the Earth.
Interesting.
Now, I got a question for you right quick, Flats. If nobody would have brought the topic up, the shape of the Earth, would the kids actually ask the question, is there a shape to the Earth?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go explore it. Find out.
There's an aspect to it. You know what I mean? I think level is just an aspect. Flat is an aspect. It's just how it's situated.
If you weren't taught it's a globe, no one would think it's a globe. As simple as that.
Yep.
No one would think it's a globe if you're not taught it's a globe.
Yeah. So it's brought up by the
No, of course not.
No one's spreading rumors about Lisbeth being a town bike, again taken out of context.
The Smurf film.
By the way, CK.
Roseman.
CK. Yeah. By the way, maybe you guys should stop trusting Mr. McToon, the guy who gets pissed off when someone points out some things like a pole and a child in basement. You want to know why he gets so pissed off about it? Think about that. Oh, wait, I just did the same that I did with Lisbeth's statement. I didn't directly say she was doing something, did I? Just like I didn't directly say McToon was doing something, did I? No. People should learn how to understand wording and context of words.
What about when McToon goes about saying the things he says, like, he beat up your wife and all that kind of crap? Now, don't get on to Toon about that kind of crap. But he does actually say things like that. Freaking idiots.
Hey, Trinity. Trinity 4 is really awesome. Okay, yeah, Tony. There we go. Shout out to Trinity 4, guys. There's his link. Definitely someone to go and subscribe to. There's a lot of street activism.
Nice.
And guys, listen how smart his son is. Homeschooled. Just listen.
Yeah.
Oh, your phone has got rain on it. I can tell.
That's all right. It's no problem. I'll just...
No, I can't say I have.
Have you seen one as the bigger one?
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, only like
Does he look very social inept, you guys?
only but 20.
Sorry, I just want to ask. He's homeschooled. Does he look socially awkward and inept to you?
No, very smart. Very smart. Clever.
He seems to be very socially acceptable, talking quite nice to the guy. Actually, very confident.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, and his son is very smart, guys.
weighing up the options of
He
pumpkin.
loves math.
Weighing up the
Sorry.
options of pumpkin. So,
Whose son is that? Whose son is that?
Trinity 4 son,
All right.
Dave. They actually, I think they live in the UK now. He's from South Africa.
Yeah, I've sucked to him.
Yeah,
I've sucked before, huh?
they do a lot of street activism.
20 centimeter bigger one.
So like 20 centimeters bigger than that.
Yeah.
Like this one here.
20 centimeters.
Or much bigger than that.
Look at
You
this.
might need both hands for that.
No.
No, you can just about. It's definitely bigger than your hand this time.
Look at the comparison.
Look at the comparison.
Look at the comparison.
There you go. That's a good vocabulary.
This one.
He's how old? I think 4.
That's a good vocabulary. I have to say things like comparison and that. I mean, that's a brilliant vocabulary. You know what I mean? I was going to say, maybe he lives near Birmingham because he was in the bull ring 7 days ago, Trinity 4. That's his video was from the bull ring, and that's in Birmingham. That was a week ago. So maybe he lives near there. I don't know.
Yeah, but they do travel a lot though.
Oh, maybe he's just traveling around. Yeah, right. Got you. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a lot at Speaker's Corner. Exactly, Sandra.
Ah, that's when. Okay.
It's less than 200 grams.
Okay.
And what about the medium size one?
This is.
Yeah, guys, this homeschooler guy seems very dumb. This kid's so dumb because he's doing homeschooling. He's so dumb. Look, he doesn't know how to talk. He's socially inept, and he definitely doesn't know how to read scales. And he doesn't know big words.
Oh, that's much bigger. That's much more.
How much is it?
Look.
Oh, just about 800.
Less than 800. It's 800.
So how many times heavier is it, the smaller one?
It's.
So that one was about 200, right?
Yeah.
So how many times bigger is this one?
4.
That's right.
It's 4.
Wow. There you go. 4. Nice.
I think we made the point.
Yeah, and he didn't even say. He didn't say. Well, what? He didn't say. Well, what is? What was it? The answer was 4. Wasn't it? He didn't say divide this by that. He said it in a sentence, and he understood it cognitively to do it into make that into math. Brilliant.
Exactly.
Majority of children
So how is
are
he
born,
socially inept? That's what I want to know.
majority of children are born intelligent and curious, and then they go to school.
But you see the thing that's been taught today, okay, it's like a unspoken rule, you could say, is automatically if you have homeschool children, they're dumb and they can't be socially acceptable because they don't have social skills and stuff, which is all nonsense. Why do they push this nonsense on society and people just believe it?
I mean, they still get to play with mates, and mates still come. Still get to play with their friends. Friends still come round. They still go out and play with their friends. I mean, still do activities. I don't know, go swimming, go and play football down the park. It's not like they're secluded.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, gentlemen, I got a question for you. But when they first started schooling children, a lot of like trades and stuff actually would take their young and teach them their trade instead of going to regular curriculum. Did that make those people stupid by any stretch of your imagination? No. They learned how to make things and build things and how things work, didn't they? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Made the world better in the long run. They actually learned their trade properly.
Hey, look who's in the house. What's up, Dave? Good to see you. Yeah, we're showing how smart your homeschool child is because apparently they think homeschooling is bad for children.
Hi.
And I mean, my children as well. My daughter, she's 3 years old, and she talks like she's 6. English and Afrikaans. totally bilingual. Okay, homeschool, guys.
Fantastic. That's great.
Yeah, my
That's
one
good.
and a half
Yeah,
year
we
old
just
here
seen
almost
that.
say full.
She's 3. She's 3, and she can count to 20.
That's great.
Nice.
Show me a 3-year-old in public school that can count to 20, please.
Exactly.
You can't. That's why I say homeschooling is on a different level.
I think they're trying
And
to push
they don't
indoctrination
like it.
on them. That's what
Sorry?
they're trying to do.
Homeschooling has one big benefit. You can still send your child to your youngster to pass the exams, so they will have the curriculum and so on, but they only need to focus on this and learn this. So they pass and they pass classes. Then they can focus on the things which they're interested in, and they can develop skills. That's very helpful. In school, they are swamped, they are just bored, and they learn a lot of BS. And then they're getting homework, and they are tired, and then next day.
That's the thing. I mean, with my daughter, her friends that are in the school, okay, because she went to school until grade 2. So she's been now from grade 3 and she's doing homeschooling. Her friends sit until 8 o'clock at night doing school, homework and things, okay? They are overworked, they're tired, they're not really learning anything.
Yeah.
She, on the other hand, by 12 o'clock, her work's done if she wanted to. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
She has extra activity.
Yeah.
She can do what she wants the rest of the day. She does her dance. She's got her national colors and international colors for dancing and ballet, just because she has all that extra time to do what she wants after she's done all her schoolwork.
It sounds like she's doing what she's good at and she wants to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good way to learn something, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know. I've never really seen anybody moan about people being behind because they do homeschooling. The only ones that moan about homeschooling are people that don't want people to homeschool. That's it. They're the only ones that have a problem with it.
Because they're not part of the system, and they have to have all people around them the same as they are. That's how it is, unfortunately. Brainwashing does the job.
But yeah, exactly, Dave. The nice thing about the homeschooling is they learn actually at a different pace. They learn in a different way as well. They're learning to think logically. They learn to see things in a way they enjoy. When you're in a school, you're not allowed to be able to learn a certain way that helps you produce better. They teach you how to think this way, and that's how you must do it. But the nice thing about homeschooling is you're able to take something and you use it to your benefit on how you like to learn that subject. And it helps, especially with children. And they're not overworked. I think it's Finland. Finland schools or something also, they don't really get homework or anything. And look how smart those children are. Because they're not overworked.
I got a question for you, Flats. Who benefits from public school funding and all those government programs and stuff?
The government.
Yeah. They get paid for it. So
yes, and they're creating this way obedient society.
And yeah, one thing I've seen a lot, what's awesome about there's a homeschool communities all over. So you're able to network with those homeschool communities. So we, as parents, have friends through homeschooling, and the children have friends through homeschooling. We even have such large communities here that they can even have matric dances and stuff just from homeschooling children, because there's so much. And there's more every day. There's more and more people leaving public schools to do homeschooling because of the nonsense they're getting taught in the schools. Because they literally teach their children to disobey and lie to their parents. They tell them, if we do this, you're not allowed to tell your parents. That's what they teach the children in schools, to disobey their parents. And as a Christian father, I can't allow that, because I'm not doing what the Bible says. I'm not bringing my child up in the way that the Lord says they should be brought up. Someone came in. Hey, Sov's in the house. What's up, man?
Not too bad. What's going on, guys? Well,
you.
Hey,
Quite the
Fox.
drama queen, McToon. Oh my God. So he puts this post up on Facebook. It shows you and me and PJ, and you guys were talking about Elizabeth, and you said something about the town bicycle, right? And he puts
Yeah,
this
well,
thing and he tags my wife and says, "Don't you think this is disgusting behavior by your husband?" And then when he didn't get the response that he figured he should get, he went, and now get this, her email is not public. Okay. He somehow found her email
yeah,
and
because that's what he
emailed
does.
her to ask her the same damn question. She emailed him back and or didn't email him back. She just commented on his post and said, "Who in the hell are you to be emailing me and bothering me?" She said, "I was there in the next room. I could hear the whole conversation, and David didn't say anything. I didn't say anything." And then he says, "Well," and then Toon, he says, "Well, a real man would have stood up." And I said, "What in the fuck do you know about being a real man?"
But guys, I have to tell you something. Isn't that infringing on your wife's privacy that he literally goes, gets her email,
Yeah,
and
it took
starts
about
harassing her on email and Facebook? And by the way, McToon, this is a warning to you. Send my wife's pictures and stuff to one more person. I will be taking you to court. Do you understand me? He's literally
He's a sick puppet.
going into private. My Facebook account is private. He gets to it and he gets somehow into it and he sends it to other people.
he keeps fucking with me. He's gonna one day people are gonna go, "Wonder where McToon's
This
at."
is
He hasn't
wait,
made a
wait, wait.
video
This
in a
is a
long time.
public warning. This is a public warning to McToon. You are starting to cross the line based on insanity and obsession that you
man.
will get your ass kicked. You understand me? You will. Legally. Because he's literally doing what Duffy was arrested for, probably.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm getting old.
Cyber,
I'm getting old, and a life sentence
cyber
doesn't mean
criminal.
that fucking much to me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Dave, good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Hey,
Good to
bro.
see you, man.
Hey,
But I
You're
was
guys.
saying
thinking
how proud we are of your son.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate that very much. He's doing really well. And yeah, he's learning. I mean, I've been invested in his learning from the beginning because right from the beginning, there was an intention to home educate him. And so I was teaching him the alphabet from, in the first year, and he was great at it. He could write it really well in his second year. Now, all children develop at different speeds, so it's not to say, if a child isn't doing that at that age, but it's more about putting things in front of him that are of interest to him. And that, for example, take Minecraft. If he's using the game Minecraft to fashion certain things using what they call redstone, so you can create doors that open and close and moving things and so on. If you're interested in doing that at that age, then you will carry that interest, if you're allowed to the next level as a teenager and do other things with it. The same is true with his interest with say Mario Kart. He's got an interest in Mario Kart at the moment. And he will spend ages researching everything there is to know about that subject. And so what I see there is him putting the brain into use, for memory, because he can recite certain stuff. He'll recite it all back to you. He'll recite the first 6 or 7 digits of pi, and he's really just practicing or putting down the kind of skill set that, say, he does decide to become an engineer or something, whatever it is, he will apply that learned skill in the adult brain. But it was inculcated at this age. So yeah, I think we were always meant to raise our own children and educate them, maybe pass them on to an expert in construction or music or whatever, as befits the the child. But they've intentionally put us to work, broken up the family, got mothers into work, so that we have no option really but to use state-funded daycare, and hope that we get. And then of course, yeah, we're wanting a product. Well, my experience anyway was that we're wanting a product to fit into the banking or the plug into the system, Whereas, when you give a child the ability to fish, then they'll go and fish their own river, and that's what we're hoping to do here.
Exactly. But you can clearly see that he enjoys what he's learning and the way he learns about it as well. So he understands what he's learning.
That's right. And, I think one of the things about it was like, getting him to say, read a road sign or read something of interest or weigh something or whatever. It was like, just as without him realizing it, because I'm with him for a lot of his day, without him realizing it, I'm finding moments and opportunities to teach him things, and then just today we were doing some weeding together in the garden, and we were examining the roots, and then we went for a walk in the forest, and we're looking at these new shoots. Of course, it's spring here for us in the north, and we're looking at these new ferns, and we've been following the growth of these ferns for the last 10 days or 2 weeks, and we go back every day or two and take a picture and analyze it, and we're doing observation. This is, and he's watching the ferns starting to unfurl and noting their sort of height, growth, and so on. And I'm thinking to myself, this is science. This is what science is built on. But at the junior level, we made some little rock crystals the other day by creating a solution and letting it dry out and so on. And so there is so much that we can do ourselves, and with the advent of the internet and the access to subjects of interest, and as I've said in the comments before I came on here, he's taught me things that I never came across in maths and geometry, like the Sierpinski triangle and the hailstone numbers and things like that. They'd be like, where, but he's happy to listen to a 20-year-old YouTuber who's a mathematician, smart guy, or geometry. That's his thing, and he'll listen to their lesson, and he'll take that on. So yeah, when people meet him, they go, yeah, he does seem really bright and really smart for his age. I'm grateful that he's never had to take any of the mercury, the stuff in the arm kind of program that they give to the children from a very young age. So we do hope that helps his acuity. But all children of all abilities and all talents, I think, should and were always educated in their community. And I don't have an issue with a group learning center where young people and others are coming together to gain knowledge. That I think there's value in that. But the thing is that if the knowledge is tainted, then do you really want for that to be their kind of where they go and learn their stuff? So
yeah,
that's my thoughts on that. So I'm really grateful that you've singled that video out. I do appreciate it. So I was just on my way to bed and I saw that picture. I'm like, damn, hold on, what?
Yeah, Tony Wilson told me I should bring it up.
Thanks, Tony.
Very astute, man. Very astute.
Mm-hmm.
Question: It seems like all these people that are really concerned with the curriculum and stuff and wanting to put kids in public school, they're all atheists, right?
Most of them.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure that there are a lot of people. I'm sure there's a lot of people, a fair number of people who are sort of in the atheistic view that would agree that homeschooling was worth doing. But yeah, I mean, I think there is this, and maybe it does help when you know that they've deceived us about the globe and all of that. It does, it helps you to recognize that there's no way that the education system, although it can deliver an engineer and it can deliver a doctor and all of those sorts of things, which comes with some pitfalls, as we discovered in 2021 and so on. But it can deliver someone into a decent career or a system career and so on. But knowing what we know now about the game that's being wrought upon us, it is preferable if we're all stuck in the system in various ways. So it's not say it's gloom and doom if your child has had to go to school. I've got 2 older children who did all the way to uni. But it's for me, the education system or the schooling system is an extension of the military industrial complex, and it is engineered to be sweet on the outside and offer some useful things and so on, but it has within it seeds of the control of our soul, and so I'm so grateful that I don't have to do that with this child. But we all went through it, and I know that even with fluoride, my mother gave me fluoride tablets when I was a child. I think all of these things can be corrected. I think we have great powers of healing, and most of us anyway, come from a heliocentric deception into a lot more clarity about the nature of the game here.
Yeah.
And we see it being played out writ large, and we even see the homeschooling thing being constrained. They're trying to put more limitations on the homeschooling thing here in the UK. In parts of Europe, it's a no-no. I know South Africa is cool with homeschool.
Not actually anymore.
Not so much.
They've made it very difficult these days. My wife can only really homeschool because she is teaching. You have to have like a certain certificate now to be able to teach. In KZN, they're totally banning homeschooling at all unless you have a teacher certificate.
No wonder your youngster is intelligent. You just inherit that from you.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Does it cost to get a certificate?
Sorry?
Do they charge you to buy a certificate?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, that's what it rolls out to be. And that's where I was going with my original one. Like it's about them making money off of schooling, any way they can. It's going to get worse probably. Next thing you know, you hire a teacher when you're at home.
I feel like it's the totalitarian element of what's happening in the world is just, its claws are just getting tighter and tighter. And so it wants to try and hoover up as many people and wrest control from as many of the parents, the pair who rent the child. So I see that everywhere. So it's interesting to hear. Thanks for sharing that about the SA thing, because they're
making it more and more difficult.
Wow. Well, I don't know. I mean, that's maybe why the not having if we can have children without birth certificates, whether that won't help a bit. It has been something that I've felt I could fall back on in certain situations. We have had situation once where the UK authorities were trying to be pressing me a little bit for more involvement in his curriculum and so on, but I managed to set that down.
Yeah. How do you guys manage with the UK going very Islamic at the moment? Because I see a lot of free speech has been taken away from anything that
madness, isn't it?
It's quite bad.
Yeah, I went to a flat Earth meetup in Wales last night. Not last night? Yeah, last night before. And that that sentiment came up actually, and that sentiment of the we can't speak about the Muslim or the Islamic issue or migration. These things are definitely there, and not only are they there, but it's stoking the bear. It is fueling a sentiment of resentment amongst people here, and understandable. There are places in this country now that are very, far from their original sort of English look and feel.
Mm-hmm.
And the migration movement has been, staggering in the 20, 30 years that I've lived here now. We've certainly seen a lot. In fact, a video on my old channel, me walking around Hyde Park one Sunday after doing activism, I made a video called, is London Muslim? Has London become Muslim? Or something like that, because it is, and they will say that, the Muslim guys will say that we are going to become with population growth, children, the number of children they might have, and the people coming into the country and so on, that they will become a majority at some point. I have to say, because I think that these things are arranged, I think that it's by design. They want to create the feeling amongst the locals that there is a problem and that problem looks like this. And then for those people, the Muslims, who become the target, perhaps, they, in their turn, become increasingly beleaguered and defensive of their situation. And so gangs start to form and become more serious and start to do more and more serious things. I mean, there's been that child's trafficking stuff and the grooming stuff that seems to have been covered up by authorities here. Has to have been covered up because they don't want bad press. They want to maintain the kind of status quo of growing this this community who could become the enemy within. So we have to consider that it's been designed to create enmity across the piece, and therefore with internal action or internal insurrection or civil. What was it? The Streets of Blood or Rivers of Blood speech by Enoch Powell many years ago, talking about how this was going to be like what happened. How they, I don't know, brought about martial law. I don't know, but that, I see that.
Yeah, Sharia.
That well, that's I mean, that's all sorts of weird things. I mean, all sorts of, if you ask, I think, so, some people might say that, England wasn't always a white country. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying I agree with that, but there have been people overtaken. And if we're, I mean, we may not be on the same page on this, but, I do think that the WW3 events that are seeming down in the not too distant possible future.
Tensions are high everywhere.
Yeah, but the sort of ratcheting of those tensions in the various theaters, like Middle East, like perhaps the Russia element, perhaps the China-Taiwan thing. The sort of building of pressure, the building and building until you get to a point where it can pop off in multiple theaters, where people feel justified, like they know that there's a real and present danger and that they have to act and they have to be willing to sacrifice money and lives. I see that as being, by the way, a Muslim v. Christian stroke Jewish division.
Yeah.
That's
It's called melting pot. It was created by crooked noses, and the Muslims are broom of the Jews. That's how it is. So, to be honest, we are closer to Islam, to Muslims, than to Judaism. That's why they have created the phrase Judeo-Christian values and so on, which is oxymoron, because that doesn't exist. This phrase, it's just pure
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but that's why they're trying to make Chrislam. They're trying to unite
Yes.
the different belief systems together to make it one belief system. And it is to actually destroy Christianity, unfortunately.
Yeah, but
We are too strong.
that if they put everybody under one umbrella, they're going to be easier to control too, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I mean, it is I mean, the word Islam is I slam. And I do wonder whether, then I have Muslim friends. I don't have like an axe to grind. I gave some Muslims refuge in 1994 in Cape Town. They'd fled from the first Iraq Gulf War. They weren't supporters of Saddam Hussein at the time, so 7 of them had stowed away on a ship.
Yeah, I mean, I also have some Muslim friends and stuff. They're not bad. They're not all bad. It's specifically some Muslims that I would call radical. You know what I mean? But you really do get really awesome Muslims which don't really stand by what. If they did stand what the Quran says, then unfortunately we would be the worst of all creatures. But you do really get awesome Muslims today, and we can only pray for them, that they do see the light.
Radical, it's around 60% of their population with their faith. So let's say there's 1 billion, so it's 600 million. It's radical. It's double size of America. So that's the huge army, because all of them they support Sharia law. All of them, they claim it.
So I wouldn't contest that, and I do wonder whether if people are drawn into a conflict in the Middle East, then they will unfortunately be by necessity taking sides. And of course, if you've been inculcated into one ideology or another, then you're going to be settling on that side.
Yes, that's what happens, historically speaking. Yeah, you're correct.
And so with that, knowing that, and knowing how mankind operates in those situations, I could imagine if I was to dial back the clock 1,000 years or maybe further than that I could engineer a situation where this group was eventually going to meet that group and do my work for me, which was to annihilate each other, or to offer me the means of control, but through a mechanism that I have engineered. Some people have said to me that the Quran was written primarily by the Vatican and passed to Muhammad.
Correct.
But through his wife, who was a nun. I forget her name now. But so, I mean, I don't know how to verify that as absolute truth, but it's in the realms of possibility in this world where, such 1,000-year machinations have been designed such to create an army of 600 million, that's to create a means of, because for me, guys, I'm of the view that God is creator of all that is good, bad, dark, and light. And so if there is a dark expression to be had here, and it's kind of biblical, but if there's a dark expression, then it had to be designed by the dark. It had to take good souls, because I think we're all, I do accept that there might be non-human, or something other than just the God's children, if you like. I accept that, whether it's the Ashkenazi story or some other story, that there is some, entity that is from a different realm or from a different energy system, is in here. Otherwise, I would say that my Muslim brother and my African brother are all of the same creator, and we all have the same blood, and we are all being wrought, as we were in apartheid South Africa, to conflict with each other, blaming each other for the status quo, rather than when I see a lot of people migrating around the world, which includes myself, it's generally on for economic reasons, and sometimes it's personal safety. But people don't really want to leave all that black Africans that are here. I'm like Ghanaians and people like that. I'm like Nigerians. You'd much rather be back in Nigeria or whatever, right? Rather than where you are now in freezing England, And I think in the majority, if their hometown wasn't turned over, they would be there. So I feel like it's been created, and so I try not to get too kind of caught up with
those politics. But it is true. It is, but it has always been a kind of political view that they try and separate people, and this is why they always push the racial card between people, or different religious views and stuff, because they want people to fight, want people
division,
to not work together. Division.
Yeah. To be honest, behind all of this are demons. Exactly, it's disembodied spirits of the giants that died in the antediluvian world. During the flood, and they are cursed by God to wander the earth, and they always will be hungry and thirsty. They have desires to fulfill this thirst and this hunger, but because they do not have body, they can't do that. That's why they invade people, and they get in the people, because they are driven by that. They want to fulfill their desires.
Did you say invent people? Did I miss that word?
Invade people.
Invade.
Sorry, I misspoke. Yeah, invade people.
Possess.
Possess.
Yeah.
And
these people are demon infested for sure. And one of the things that you get to it, see, one of the things about demons, they're the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim.
Yes, exactly.
They have no place on earth or in heaven, but they want to get out of here and try to get to heaven. This is why they get so flapped out of shape when you start talking about physical containment for gas pressure. They don't like talking about that at all. They're like, no, there's no dome. There's no physical containment. There's no firmament. They lose their minds. And I'm like, all you have to do is show a demonstrable, repeatable scientific experiment that verifies this violation of thermodynamics. That's all you have to do. So go ahead. Well, there's a gradient. Yes, I know there is. Is pressure the only gradient we have as you rise in altitude? I've heard that it's like 50 to 70 degrees below zero in at the top of Mount Everest. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I've gone outside when you get a cold snap and I get in my vehicle and my tire pressures are all low. They were fine the day before. Why did that happen? Why did my tire pressure get low?
Well, that would be temperature soft.
Oh, geez. So what it does let's see, temperature reduces air pressure, and we get up to the top of Mount Everest like these idiots always suggest. Go to the top of Mount Everest, like everybody can just go, okay, I'll be right back.
I've got a question. When you go to Mount Everest, you go up. Do you need a canister with oxygen?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And you better dress really warm, because it's like between minus 50 to minus 70 degrees Fahrenheit up there.
If you want to keep your extremities, anyway, if you want to keep your extremities, dress up warm.
Why those demons are always so triggered when we speak about the firmament?
Because they don't want it to be there.
Because they have to admit that God created it, and we are God's creation, and they hate God.
Because there's no escape.
Yeah, they're not getting out of it.
There's nowhere for them to go.
Islam.
Can I offer just a thought on that? I mean, I came to all of this from an atheistic point of view. Not that I hated God, but that I just couldn't see that there was a God in this world because our world is so much at war. And so, but honestly, what I think, because a lot of people who stop me in the street, I do street activism. They'll be Christians, and we can talk about the Bible, but they cannot talk about firmament, and they cannot talk about stationary or set upon pillars. And it's not that, because so in those cases these people love God and would take Jesus as, you know, the son and all of that. But it's not that. I think it's more that we don't realize that instead of having God as our master, we have government as our master. And if I challenge what government has told you, I'm challenging your true master. Like I said to people, Africans in South Africa during the lockdowns, was that who is your master? You can only serve one. And God says, you know, you got an immune system, you know, you got nose and all that, breathe through your nose and so on, and immune system, you take care of your temple. Government says, that master says, no, don't trust any of that stuff. Take mine. And so you're making a choice. And I think that we don't realize it, that even though we're Sunday Christians or, you know, really devout Christians, we don't realize that we are actually still giving primacy and mastery to the system here, the man-made system here. But I like what you said about the Nephilim and there being these, you know, spirits wandering and having to, you know, take on bodies. I found that a very...
But that's why they're pushing transhumanism and artificial intelligence so much, because I do believe the artificial intelligence is demonic, and it's the way for the demons, the Nephilim, to converse through, and they need hosts. So they want people to do transhumanism, so they have able to host into those bodies.
On the deep level, it's a war against God, and it's creation.
Yeah.
It's because Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub cannot create anything, can only pervert. That's why he can only change, because only God can create. And Satan challenges God. So this way he thinks he's winning, because he's subverting his creation, destroying his creation. That's why PDFs as well.
Yes, but we are on earth, we are God's hands. We are the creator, or we are the spark from God is the creator spark is given to us to create things, because we can create hell or heaven. We can build bridges, we can build prisons, bombs, you know, hospitals that can genuinely heal, you know, broken people. So we can create all of those things. And given that I know that, if I know that you are the creator here, I am not. I have not got the power, like you said. So how am I going to trick you into becoming the creator on my behalf, on my terms? And then what better if I could implant some of my own technology, such that the Neuralink, such that I can not only strip all of your kind of consciousness or your thoughts, but I can also insert my own information, so that I'm kind of, you know, so I can actually control the robot, or the human robot, and now I'm actually controlling the creator's creation, which is you. And so I think that it is demonic.
Can I bring up brought up earlier, if you don't mind, between the teachings in Christianity and Islam, where did Christ say to hate a Muslim, and as opposed to kill all infidels unless they convert to Islam?
But I couldn't say that, because Islam only came 600 years after Christianity.
Yeah. So I mean, Christians don't hate Muslims. It seems the other way around.
That is the other way around.
Well, if I can offer you this, I mean, I think that again, there might be the stoking of fires, guys, on both sides, because I've spent quite a lot of time in Speaker's Corner in London, and it's dominated by the Muslims. And so I had many conversations, and they will remind me all the time that for them, Jesus is a prophet, and it's someone that they give respect to in the same way as Muhammad, but Muhammad being the final prophet, according to their story,
Beliefs,
is gives him primacy over sort of Jesus. Although obviously they kind of have the Jesus prophet thing going. I don't, I honestly, I don't know. I'm not convinced. I totally, I mean, before I got into Flat Earth, I had researched, Islam, and I was trying to, in fact, that was what really started me on this journey. Was I was trying to write a book about, why the religions go to war with each other, And I started researching Islam, and I came across Wahhabism, and I discovered that, the Saudis and the rich people, the people that we've made rich from oil and the OPEC and whatnot, and the British carving up the Middle East in the way that they did, has created wealth such that these people could promote this Wahhabi extremist, death to the infidel. But the same is true in Judaism. They've also got some segments of their religion that are like, about the goyim, and the you can kill them and blah blah blah. It's all pretty grim kind of anti-Christian or type of rhetoric that's going on there. But I've got a lot of Jewish friends. I over the years. I never really kind of had an issue in my mind. I was brought up Christian, and we were told that the Jews are the chosen people, and I kind of went along with that,
That's not true, because
but no, now
that's what you were taught, though.
Yeah,
You get taught that.
Yeah, and what was to what end have we been mistaught about our heritage and who we are, and to whose benefit? Is it to
Satan's benefit? That's his agenda. It's very simple.
Synagogue of Satan.
Yes. There are no synagogues in Christianity, in Catholicism, and no synagogue in Islam. It's only in Judaism. I don't know if you heard that before, but even though I said it multiple times, I say it one more time. The word Jew has been created, the first time introduced by the King James in the King James Bible in 1611. And King James, I can provide you plethora of evidence. He was Mason in the Scone Lodge, the highest level. So he as well removed the passage from the scripture where it clearly says that you have to oppose the governments, but in King James Bible it says you have to comply with the governments. He removed as well word tyrant from the Bible. That's why I don't follow Masonic Bible, because what King James had to do to obtain king's title, he had to bow to Luciferian Vatican, and we know what Vatican is and who Pope is. So he had to kiss the ring, and then he was the king. So he is exactly doing the Vatican's bidding. That's very simple.
It's pretty. I mean, I don't know where you sound extremely well read on that, so it's good to talk to you. So I don't know where you stand on this idea, but I like to, when I'm talking to people about the stuff that I understand about the toxins that have been pushed through in our world, the mind stuff and the other stuff, but what is the agenda against God's creation? What is the agenda to harm God, and how are we to respond to that? Because sometimes it may mean that there's people knocking at your door, and you have to respond to that in the way that's appropriate. But I wonder spiritually, how we are to respond to that, because if I can stoke hatred in the heart of any man against another, then I have got his energy. I have captured his mind and perhaps his soul. So for me to try to avoid being trapped, my soul being trapped, and my mind, is to not give that weight and rather deal with my fellow man, in the way that I find him, and rather than to color him like we did in South Africa, because tar him with a particular brush. Because fool me once, So that's my thought on that.
The best way from a perspective is to use their own sources. For example, if you look into the Quran confirms all the scriptures which there before Quran. So it says that the Jews has to be judged by the Jewish book, and the Christians by Christian book. Yeah, by Injil, exactly. And Muhammad confirmed that the Bible and Torah are God's words. It's God's word. So if they confirm it, and you can bring the passage, it's surah, I can't remember the number this moment. You can bring it from their own Quran, and then they experience cognitive dissonance because they say, "Oh, it has been corrupted." But what your Quran is saying, God's word can be corrupted? Cannot be. So they experience again cognitive dissonance. Then, if it confirms that the previous scriptures are correct, so it means Jesus is the Christ. Jesus is Son of God. So how it can be that it confirms but it's corrupted? It's impossibility. So one or another, because their teachers, they teach them that in their what's called in their churches. I forgot the name. The mosques, in their mosques, they don't really read the Quran, and even if they read Quran, they just memorize that, and they don't think what they are reading about. That's why it's important to bring their own scripture, their own passages, and just read it to them, and then they're starting to think.
Yeah, because you see the problem with the Muslims today, they don't actually read the Quran for themselves. So they don't actually know what's written in it unless what's been repeated to them in the mosques. That's why they don't understand things like Aisha was 9 years old when she was taken to consummate the marriage with Muhammad. That kind of thing.
6 years old when she got married.
Yeah. 6 years old married, 9 years old consummated. They don't know those things because they don't actually read the Quran themselves to understand that. They don't know that there is different. I mean, they believe the Quran is perfect letter for letter, but they don't understand that they aren't perfect letter for letter, and all the different translations and transcribes, you can say, were burnt up to try and only have one translation,
Yes.
and there is still multiple.
It was exactly done by Uthman, who disagreed with
Uthman,
yes, and they don't know it. So because there were different variations, they didn't want to have it the same as Judaism has and Christianity has. So different versions of the Bible. So they want to just make it one. But was it the word of God, or it was not? Even the number of books which they have now at this point, they do not align with the number of the books which they were promoting to the most trusted scholars of Muhammad, because it was 112 and 116, and now I believe they have 114. So it's not even correct that. So what they have removed, there's plenty of differences, and they don't get it because they never teach them that.
Yeah. But that's what I say. I got nothing against the Muslims themselves. They just, unfortunately, ignorant to what their Quran says. If they actually looked into it more, I think a lot of them would end up leaving Islam.
That's what happened exactly when they start reading.
It's a bit like though, young guys who are coming up in Ukraine or in Russia, or in Israel or Palestine. They are going to be given a script or a programming to tell them who their friend is and who their enemy is. It's like we were in South Africa when we went to war in Angola. And so, I see that sewn within these organizations, the potential to create an enemy. And I think, Jesus loves his brother. He loves, each man, and He forgives them for they know not. And I feel like if we are being pulled into the conflict that has been created, there is no getting around that. The conditions have been created more than likely by design every step of the way. And then we fall into the trap of saying, hey, I see you as a threat. Just like back in the day, 7/7, it's 2005 or whenever it was, that 7/7 bombing in London. I was in America at the time, and I came back and I got onto the underground, and every Muslim Muslim-looking dude with a backpack on, I was like, damn, is it him? Could it be him? Could it be him? And so I'd been kind of programmed because America was full on the TV about, and I was watching
Terrorism is there,
yeah, and covering every inch of it, and then what the terrorists were and who they were and so on. And so I'm not saying that I think it was possibly a false flag or an engineered event, but whether it was or wasn't, whether actual dudes got that angry and they were like, right, we're not going to take out the politicians. No, we're going to pick on a few like passerbys who happen to be on a bus or on a train or whatever. As usual, it's never the people who are making the laws and so on. And so we start to kind of have a picture of fear over a decade or 2 decades. We have a picture of fear in our minds, and then when I see a Muslim man, perhaps I may not greet him, and he may think, why, that white boy hates me, and over time that becomes, right, I'm willing to do something about it, kind of thing, and that's, it's the same. I mean, like Flats, in South Africa, black Zimbabweans are unpopular because they are seen as the people who are coming in as the migrants illegally or otherwise taking black South African jobs, kind of thing. And if you tell that story to someone in South America or in Europe, or they're like, how can that be? Those Africans and African. Well, when I came to England as first worked as a labourer, I found out that the English and the Irish had a whole issue, and I'm like, what? You guys are the same. You look the same from South Africa. You look identical to me. You tell me you've got an issue with each other. That's all like local, inculcation of what's on the ground in that space.
Yeah, thank you. You sound very logical. Don't take it the wrong way. I just have to correct you one thing. Don't take it as a personal attack. I just like to correct people on things which I know are 100% true. So you said laws. Governments do not create laws. They create guidances, policies, rules to follow, but not laws. Because law really stands for land, air, water. That's what law means.
Yes.
Government can't create air, can't create water, and can't create land. By definition, they cannot create laws.
Thanks for that. I kind of know that, but yeah,
I know we're still using those words because we are programmed this way. I sometimes do it as well.
Yeah.
Even if I know this stuff. So it's all based on Luciferian deception, maritime law, admiralty law, law of the sea. That's what it is. So when you see horizon, you see that the sky and the water is supposedly connecting at the horizon, yes? And because Satan is prince of air, and Satan is god of this earth, that's why earth and the water and the air is connected. And the connection is the Satan. That's what it is. That's why you have 5G, 6G, and all those waves, because he's prince of air as well.
Wow. See, interesting. So ether, do you mean ether or just air versus ether?
I don't know if I believe in ether, but there are devices which supposedly taking energy from the ether. I never look into it very deeply, but what people claim, they have devices which they heal people because they take the energy from the ether. That's like in Tartaria as well. They were using possibly just sun to get the energy because there was nowhere anything resembled to toilet, and they were living in all those buildings. So why there was no toilets? You couldn't find any excrements outside, any holes, nothing. So look, we don't know the history. We don't know the lies, what they feed us with. It's very hard to decipher and find the truth because we don't have access to it. Why? Because we are slaves, including me. That's why, for me, the most important thing is to obtain the freedom, because if we have the real freedom, we'll be able to have this knowledge. We'll be able to travel and explore and check for ourselves. But now we can't. That's why freedom is the most precious thing.
Yes, it is. But perhaps, and I want for that. But I use the example of Shawshank Redemption. I don't know if you know the movie.
Oh yeah, brilliant movie.
Now, in the Shawshank Redemption, the man who is the lead character is banged up. He's put in prison for life for a crime he never committed, killing his wife. And the warden eventually discovers that someone tells him that actually, yeah, someone's admitted to the crime in a completely different jail, blah blah blah. And the warden silences that guy because he doesn't want for this guy to get out, because he's been doing his bookkeeping for him.
His dirty work for him, yeah. He's been doing his dirty work, so he doesn't want to get out because he wants to keep doing that good job and all that.
That's right.
Just it's for pure greed. And this guy and the warden was also meant to be a Christian type man. He always kind of chanted scripture.
The Bible.
But yes, but obviously hypocritical.
Yeah,
as well, hidden agenda, showing him as a Christian, and he's so crooked, that has double meaning.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
And so he knows about this, but so now this guy realizes, the lead character, he realizes that he's never going to get out. They're not going to let him out, but he continues in quiet to himself, very quiet. He does his little, he does a little routine day after day, still quiet, not trying to. He does do a few things to annoy the warden, but he just does his thing and finds his way out of the prison, and eventually he escapes it. And I think that's an interesting allegory for us, because we're in a prison for a crime we never committed, but we end up joining gangs and becoming so institutionalized that many of us can't leave the system. And I say to people, if they had to open the gates of that prison today and just let all the lifers out and everybody run into the streets, there would be mayhem, because people they have not done the work on themselves. Because really, you are the center of the creation. You are what God created, and you are the thing that needs to be perfect. The world out there is perhaps a reflection of the world inside. And because mankind has been so misaligned, he is creating through the aegis of perhaps.
No, I disagree with you over here, because I always say that the words have meaning. Mankind is aligned with God. Humankind is not aligned with God. They are not the same things. People think it is the same. It's not, because words have meaning. Mankind is from God, and human from Satan.
All right. Well, mankind then is the centers. We are the center stage. Each of us individually is the center stage, and we are the thing that is needs the if you like the freedom, and that freedom once comes from within. And then when we, as I said, people, like if we are if we have come with the light of God, we have been given that light, and this satanic system has sought to extinguish that light. Now your journey, if you want to take the mission, is to make that light as bright as it was always meant to be, because in that way you will illuminate the room that you're in and make the world in that place a better place. But the big story that's going on, the China thing and Russia thing and the space thing and all that stuff, all of those things are not, I don't see them going away while the prisoners in Shawshank prison are all carrying on like gangsters. I don't see that. And we have to raise ourselves towards the standard, in the direction that Jesus walked. We have to raise ourselves in that way, know ourselves, and we will have achieved, I think, what we were meant to. And if God's intention is to wash the space clean, or to allow for there to be a golden age for his creation, then that will be in his time, and when he's like, okay, now, but we have to, I believe that the only world that I can change is the world that's within me, and it will benefit because I'm a magnet. It will benefit or negatively impact me depending on how I attain that inner work. And then when my Muslim brother or my African brother is coming on the door and wanting to demand taxes from me or whatever, I will hopefully have a rapport with him such that we are actually singing from the same hymn sheet and are no longer going to war with each other.
Can I say something right quick? The natural law thing, like land, earth, and water. Yeah, that's why I like natural physics, because it's more nature oriented. It leads back to God more so than any
Yes.
of this other fantasy vacuums in space.
Scientism, yes.
The rest of it, yeah, it's truly Luciferian in nature, and it's influenced all the religions some way or another. And you've noticed, like, Christians will want to go to the globe. Muslims think they're on a globe. They're not adhering to their true doctrine or dogma, because those natural laws are effective. They're trying to push everybody off of them. They're trying to keep you away from what you really are capable of doing, right? So if you adhere to natural law like relative density and disequilibrium, throw away all the other additives they threw into it, you'll actually come to a realization that there actually is truth in the Bible. I just wanted to throw that out there if anybody wanted to hear it. Being a Christian and all.
100% agree with you, Roger. 100%.
Well, thank you.
That's what I like about the Trinity, that I always say knowledge means nothing if you don't act on it. And the Trinity is a perfect example that he has knowledge and he's acting on it. That's what we should be doing, every single one of us. We should be acting on obtaining knowledge. Like he's homeschooling his child, his youngster. The same flat, he's homeschooling his youngster. That's what we should be doing. Removing ourselves from the system. When we remove ourselves from the system will have to change. Not by force, because it will be pushed to change, because there will be too much opposition to it. Peaceful opposition.
Sorry, I lost my speed there. Yeah. What? Can you hear me?
Well, I think it was a great conversation. And
Well, I was going to bring up something about King James a lot of people don't know.
yeah,
He made a book called Demonology at one point too,
Yeah, that's correct.
prior to the King James Bible.
Yep.
He was also quite the perverted weirdo, known for liking those of a younger age as well as little boys. He also liked to dress in women's clothes.
but it was a Mason, was it not? A 33.
Well, it's Sir Walter Raleigh was locked in the Tower of London for referring to him as Queen James.
Yep. More stuff about him. King James was a Mason from Grand Lodge of British Columbia and Yukon. On the west wall of the lodge hall, used by the Lord's Coon and Perth number 3 in Perth, Scotland, can be found a mural depiction, depicting King James VI kneeling at their altar at this institution. The oldest existing record of lodge, called the Mutual Agreement of 24th December 1658, records there's record over there that the King James was entered Freemason and Fellow of Craft of the Lodge of Scone on 15th April 1601. He's pure Mason because promoting the Catholicism, Vatican, Pope is Freemasonry. It's Luciferianism. It has nothing to do with Christianity. People think they believe in Christ, but exactly what they do If you go to any church, you will see the altar, and there is always some kind of sun or sun rays or whatever, and they're praying to it. And God prohibits praying to
Idols.
those things. So what they do, they worship devil, but they don't even know it. It's all lies and deception. Why? Because Satan is master of lies and father of it. That's why he's able to progress with his plan. It's very simple when you understand the concept and his agenda.
That's brilliant. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, no, it's brilliant. I'm sorry I lost my signal there. I have had a lovely chat with you gentlemen, and you know, I just want to commend you for just keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, I mean, I've obviously, like most of you, in 2015 or 16, I was like, I'm sure within a year the world is going to change because you know, this is so obvious that we don't live on a spinning ball. And of course, we can see that the majority, Matthew 24:24, are being deceived. It could be me too. I could still be, you know, I've got to accept that I could still be amongst that group.
Look, everyone is programmed. I mean, even if I spend like a decade on research, I'm still programmed one way or another. No one is fully out of the programming. No one is, no one ever will be, because that's why we are born in this world. We are being programmed from the cradle to the grave, and it's very hard to untangle that stuff. It's next to impossible. You can do some stuff, but not everything. Impossible. Impossible.
Impossible. And so, but to be in the world and not of the world as much as you can.
Yes,
and,
I'm trying to do it. Yeah, perfect.
And not to give yourself any sort of hard time about the position of that relationship that you have with the world now, because you know, now that you know, you will make steps in a direction that is positive and breaking ties with where you can with the world where it's appropriate. And so I think that's really what we need to do, is kind of, because the world is trying to grab your attention. I mean, even in the flat earth community, you know, it's been trying to grab your attention all the time and pull you out of yourself, pull you off your center and get you into combat with your brother. And, you know, there are devils out there. I'm comfortable with that concept, but I don't carry. I don't want to. I guess I'm saying this because it's my sort of thoughts to share. Is that I don't want to carry that darkness, because the more of that I carry, the more it becomes me. And so I call it out. I see it, but I don't want to be emotionally wrapped up in it, because I know that this is, you know, God's love is beyond the darkness that is trying to enclose on God's light.
Yeah, I often hear, you know, in a matter of myself, that, oh, you must be in a very, very bad spot because you are speaking about all those bad things. So if it's true, so if you believe it that exists, you must really be in that spot. No, I just accept it what it is, and I just expose it. That's it.
That's it.
I have no stake in the outcome, to be honest, one way or another.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do well. I'm trying to awake people, but if someone doesn't want to be awakened, you can do nothing. Look, I'm dropping now email on a private chat. Please send me whatever, few words to my email. I will send you back pretty lengthy email with a lot of informations. So
and
probably,
he loves long emails. Just to you guys.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
Yeah, be prepared. So we spent quite a while reading it.
I've been warned. No, I look forward to some reading. You sound like you've done a lot of great research. So, you know, good for you. Well done. And there's a nice panel you got going. I'll let you guys carry on, and I'll thank you very much for your time.
Anytime, and you're always welcome. And keep up the great work, man.
It's nice having you, to be honest. Yeah.
Just in case, I'm going to get his channel again for you guys.
I can't see, but just by the way, on my phone, I don't think that I can see the messages on here, or can I?
It's in the private chat. I drop my email and my channel on the Odyssey.
24.
So there's plenty of videos over there. I'm reaching now 34,500 videos. Wow. So yeah, I'm very committed to what I do. So I never take the money for what I do. Even if people offer, I refuse, because one of my rules in my life is knowledge has to be free and must be free, no exceptions.
Wow.
Okay. It's Janice. Janusz.
Yes, that's
Janusz.
correct. Janusz, not Janus, because Janus is a two-faced god,
The
the old
two-faced
one
god,
there, but
yes.
Janusz.
Just call him Jaffel.
Or call me JK. Yeah.
Okay, that's easier. All right, JK. Well, thanks, guys. Have a great evening. And
Well, it's awesome having you on, man. And
It was nice talking to you,
It's
Dave.
very nice talking to you.
cheers, guys. Thank you.
just sleep well. Guys, there's Dave's link again. If you haven't subscribed to him, like I said, he does a lot of street activism. Really has awesome conversations with people live, which I think is really cool. Wow, that was a cool show, guys.
Yes, sure.
Interesting. But I think, we came to the conclusion that being a globe is so yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Notice
Well,
how they
you got to be an unhinged, really mentally disturbed person to be in that shit these days. I mean, I'm looking at Tune and I'm looking at FTFE and these people. My God, what a hateful group of people. I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. Now, you got to think about this. Tune doesn't like the fact that I don't believe the Earth is a globe.
How dare you, Saul?
I know it.
How
And
dare
it
you,
bothers
man?
him. It's got his panties in a wad so bad, and I really do think he wears women's panties. I'm sure of it. I'm almost positive that he's a female to male trans. I mean, no man I've ever known has hips shaped like that weird greasy little bastard. Anyway, we had to go through all the effort to make the Flirtpedia page, to coordinate with this who's this lackey retard drunk debunk guy, right?
Mike, yeah.
Yeah, Mike the dick. So that he could make these little stupid videos, and it's like, what the hell? And it is, are you really, has it harmed anyone? Has any of it made any of us stop or anything like that? No, it's just made them look worse and worse. And so then, to make matters worse, he's got to go on a rampage against me because I didn't say something when it was inferred that Lisbeth is a whore. Okay, I don't know if she is or isn't. So why would I say anything?
But
I don't know.
also, nobody said she was.
No.
They are taking inference to saying she
And
is.
when I laughed and says, yeah, where I'm from, that's called the Toon Bike. I never said she is a Toon Bike.
Well, you make reference to what the community bicycle is, so yeah, we're gonna laugh at it.
Right. So then he has to go and he finds my wife's email. Like, she doesn't give a shit at all. And do you think this is acceptable behavior? And she's like, what in the fuck is he even talking about, man? What is this guy about? And it just the sick-brained behavior that these people engage in. I mean, Craig breaking down in tears and crying over it on a live, like, you people need some custodial supervision. You really do. They need to be locked away somewhere because they're really, really, really touched toys in the attic like you wouldn't believe.
I think we all want to see this happen. We'd love to see Brenda and McToon on the same live stream together.
It won't happen.
I want to see it. It ain't gonna happen. No, you notice how they're emphasizing on like the little things like this instead of like providing us with validated footage of a midnight sun in Antarctica or any convexity or measurement thereof. No, they're more worried about like what we said might have inferred about somebody. They're going.
Let's
off
just
like,
put it this way: they're getting so butthurt and feeling offended that people say something about someone else.
Well, they're not addressing the facts is what I'm trying to get to. I don't really care what's going on with their personal lives, but I would love them to provide the stuff they said they were going to do.
Yeah, we're still waiting for all these experiments they promised us, all this data they promised us.
Yeah,
They promised so many things that are still never been shown. I mean, when are we going to get this stuff?
So.
Well, when hell freezes over, I'm thinking it's probably a good indication that's when it's going to happen.
But yeah, what can we say? I think they should grow up and understand people have opinions and say statements that people aren't going to like. But that doesn't mean it gives you the right to go around and misrepresent what they say and literally harass other people's wives and family members and friends because you want to misrepresent what people say.
Yeah, that's kind of low to like go on an email or a Facebook account and then find somebody's loved ones or family and then try to slander them like that.
Yeah, but think about it. Like Sof says, his wife's email's not there. That he literally has to go search for the email.
Mm.
And go look for it to email her because she's not answering him on Facebook. That's called harassment, guys.
Well, if they want to go
called cyber stalking.
They love doxing. That's bad people.
If they want to go and tell my missus, well, she's right there.
And by the way, McToon just posted another video with us, and he literally puts my name and surname, saying AKA Flatzoid. So he's literally going out his way to try put personal information out for everybody. So
Listen,
he's not taking my how can I say it, warning to him very seriously. No. So McToon, I am telling you this again. You better stop what you're doing now, because what you're doing is digging a deep, deep hole you do not want to be in.
That's right.
He's going to keep that shit up until somebody does something to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, if he was smart, he'd grow eyes in the back of his head and he'd sleep with one eye open. I guarantee you that would be the wisest thing he could do, because there are people out there that there are people out there that they're at the age that a life sentence don't mean shit.
That's right.
Okay. And those that are actually smart enough to get away with shit, not leaving behind any kind of evidence, those people exist, and you're fucking with a handful of people. So I would be watching behind my back, and I would sleep with one eye open.
The thing is, he's going to end up pissing off the wrong person one day, and he's going to regret it. Let's put it that way. Flat Out Fudge, thank you for your $5. He says, getting McToon and Brenda on a panel together is about as hard as getting them to show us undeniable proof of curvature. Yes, I 100% agree. Haven't we been asking for Brenda and McToon on a show together for quite a while now? Don't you think there's a reason why they don't go together on the show? Oh, wait, I can't say statements like that because just now I'm sick.
Maybe they are different, people, because it has split personality disorder. Who knows?
You could analyze it clinically and say they are two different people, but they may be the same person. Yeah.
They're both assholes. Anyway.
Yeah, let's put it this way: they're childish idiots that
they really are.
Think that we actually care what the hell they think.
Well, the thing is what's so crazy is that the normal person, the regular out there, not in the fucking fight person, can sit there and look at their behavior and go, wow, that's really a twisted motherfucker right there.
I know.
Right? Yeah. That somebody needs to be watched. That's somebody that needs custodial supervision.
And I think so. So I think your wife also thinks the same thing. My wife thinks McToon is a creep. She thinks there's something unhinged about him. She doesn't like him. So McToon, you might want to stop trying to litigate and push my wife into this story where she's got nothing to do with this. The fact that you are trying to stalk my wife is crossing the line. Do you get that? Do you get that? You are cyber stalking my wife. McToon, what does your wife have to say about that?
Does he actually have a wife? And is it a female?
Yeah.
What kind of a FUD guy goes to a man's wife and says, oh, do you think your husband should be doing this?
I know, what a Karen. What a Karen, right?
What
Her
a
name is. She has a
ass.
wife. Her name is Mark.
Wow.
What was that comment? Let me see if I can find that comment that she left on that post. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Let me see. Is there a search thing on this?
I mean, the fact that McToon actually goes and puts personal information about my wife on the internet to everybody tells you who the guy that actually is that's low and who the guy that's sick. I mean, how would you like it if I go and put his wife and personal information for everybody to see while saying, well, yeah, showing all the clips of him getting angry with people, telling him to let the child off the chain in the basement?
Oh, yeah.
What will he say about that? But I don't go soup so low like him, do I?
Absolute weirdo. An absolute weirdo.
Well, I'll be watching something on YouTube in the front room, and my wife will walk through, and it might be something where they're showing a clip of him or some kind of shit like that. And she'll walk in the middle of it and go, "Oh my God, I can't stand him. Why are you watching that asshole for?" And I'm like, "He's just part of this thing. Watch, he fucks up right here." And then she'll go, "God, he's just retarded."
Yeah, he is retarded.
I found it kind of weird during McToon's fundraiser before they went down to TFE that Ruhif and McKee were all in the same house for like so long together. They were like, they come out of the bedroom. They come out half dressed during the middle of his fundraiser. Just, hey, we're here.
But you guys can all let McToon know. The link is available for him to man up and actually talk to me. But he's too much of a coward to do so. Instead, he'll go behind my back and misrepresent things I say. So, yeah, McToon, you do know you're literally causing slander against me. You are, how can I put this? You're attacking my identity, which is against a federal, it's a federal thing, man. You do know you're breaking the law. You're literally defamation of character.
Right.
Did I ever tell you guys that I've never killed anybody that didn't deserve it?
Yeah. And remember, I said I got the crocodile river here, so no one will ever find a body.
And
nobody's ever found any of the bodies I've buried.
No, definitely not.
So they are so stupid, they won't even get it when you say it. You know?
They don't understand sarcasm either, just to let you guys know.
No.
But do we ever expect these guys to be smart enough to understand sarcasm?
No, because I think the word sarcasm is not in the dictionary.
Oh, anyway, closing statements, shows coming up. I know, PJ, you got a
hour.
watch party coming up in an hour.
Yeah, watch party in an hour. PhD Tony and Will Duffy's talking on 8 out of 10 Katz's channel about the age of the Earth. This might be the only thing I ever agree with Duffy on, if he says he's a young Earther.
No, he's not a young Earther as far as I know.
Isn't he? So there you go. I won't be agreeing with Duffy.
Neither Mark. Peter Markley's not he's an old Earther too, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Young Earther.
As far as I know.
I don't. Yeah, but I mean, between the two, it's going to be.
All I know is PhD Tony's going to say, "Oh, you see this rock and this carbon dating and this look." No, man.
Yeah. So if MD wants to go and watch that and not be in Katz's chat, then I'll be just watch partying it. I'll have to say a few things, obviously, but yeah, it's mainly a watch party.
How is it going to fit in the biblical context?
That's why he wants to watch it, because Duffy has to try and fit it somehow into biblical context, but he can't, because I mean, he even calls the firmament the crust of the earth. So.
That's it. I want to see how this is going to work. You know what I mean? But it was can't fix stupid idea. Dave's idea.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm going after Professor Dave. He's going around debunking Christians with one other guy. I forgot his name. So I'm going to do a show on him.
Guys, what's the one thing which you cannot fix?
Stupid.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
That's all right.
Okay, Sov, you gonna have a show?
Not tonight. Tomorrow night.
Nice,
Tomorrow
nice.
night.
Oh, Friday.
And-
Okay, so probably I'll be there. Yeah.
Awesome. And Roger?
What time you starting?
9:30.
Okay.
I'm doing one on Professor Dave. He's
Oh,
going
yeah, you
after.
just said that.
I'll be at like 8 o'clock or so.
Not a Professor Dave, you mean?
Yes, not a professor. He's not, but he still calls himself Professor Dave in his title, though. I don't know why that happened.
Craziness.
Then he won't change it.
Everybody knows him
I'm
as
going
the
to start calling myself Lord Master of all time, space, and dimension, Dave.
That was good. Man.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah. So it was awesome coming, guys. Make sure to see you tomorrow night. Make sure to catch PJ and Roger show. Yeah, then tomorrow we'll see what we're going to do. But yeah, many blessings, and remember, don't be a glober, because as soon as you become anti-flat earther, you are retarded, obsessed, psychopathic, and you are literally insane. Till next time.
Remember to buy a lot of bubble wrap.
Get transgender.
Else you're emotional hemophiliac.
God bless. Cheers, guys.
Crafted signs of the divine. I'm made for something true. In God's plan, my path